Once again, welcome to the Encounter Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Stewart. You can follow me on all my social media platforms at _ Minister Marcus. We got another great episode for you this evening. First, I want to send a shout out to Shirts by Stu exclusively on Instagram for my Juneteenth shirt. You probably gonna be seeing this episode late, but
Happy Juneteenth.
Shout out to Shirts by Stu, man. You can check them out on exclusively on Instagram. They got a whole bunch of different kinds of shirts. So this is just their latest one. I think they rolling this one out for the next month or 2 months of the summertime. So man, shout out Shirts by Stu. So we got the co-host on tonight. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but I know it's gonna be a good one. How you doing tonight, bro, Hamlet?
I am okay, no complaints. My name today is North Selfer. What does that
What?
mean? It's actually reflection spelled backwards, which is the name of my poem book that you can get coming soon. I already
Oh,
have the hard copy.
you wrote a book.
I've
You
been
already
wrote this. It's been written, but
published?
I'm finna get it mass published. I already got one hard book copy, but it's gonna be mass published uh and ebooked. So
Let me see the let us see the
it's at the office. I
ah
didn't mean, but yeah, it's called North Silver. But one of the poems, the poem at the end is that's the title of it.
that is actually a pretty good concept, man.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good concept. I'm also in the process. So don't nobody know this, but I'm in the process of writing a book right now too. It's one of them is a devotional, and the other one is a 7 days like building better habits book. So it's kind of like about fasting. So fasting for beginners. But so 1 day, 3 day, 5 day, 7 day, all compacted in one little book. And I like to do quick reads, so it's not real long. So yeah, I'm kind of doing the same thing, man. I wrote a book. It's already published. I just need it's already on it's an ebook right now. It's called 30 Days Through Genesis. It's a 30-day devotional. It's actually pretty good, man. I went back and read it, and I'm like, man, I was actually saying
I'm gonna
some
go
good
look it
stuff.
up.
Yeah, it's
I'm actually well, I wouldn't go say nothing, but I'm planning to write a book. I'm doing 4 chapters, and
oh,
it's basically gonna be the title, which I've only verbalized this to a few people, but haven't said it out loud or on the platform. But the title is gonna be my my business became my wife became my mistress.
oh wow, 4 chapters.
4 chapters. We
That's
on chapter
that's
4 right now.
actually that's actually a good that's actually a good title, man. Like, it's
Four
real
chapters
catchy,
for the
and
fourth wife.
it seems to it seems to be very engaging. So I didn't say that. That's very personal about yourself.
Hey, I don't
I can
care.
edit it. I can edit it out.
No, you don't edit nothing I say unless I say edit. I'm good.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I mean, I'm glad to hear that, bro. I want to buy your first copy as soon as you get it published. I'm buying the first one. Your poem book and the other book. As soon as it get published, I got you. What's up with your shirt, man? I see boys to men. Is that the
Yeah.
Mason sign in between that?
Yeah, we don't
You a
speak of these things.
you a traveling man?
Am I?
I don't know the right answer to that. If you going east and I'm going west and the storm comes and the storm whispers to me, am I whispering back, I am the storm? Is that the same that y'all?
No, that don't sound like nothing that we talk about. But yeah, I also have a security company, uh, North Houston Tactical Unit, North Houston Tech. There you go. Hey,
Hey,
NorthHoustonTechUnit.com. I'm a licensed carrying instructor. If you want to get licensed to carry a weapon, you want to get comfortable with shooting, I am the guy that you call. Um, yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up, so we just praying and believing on those things.
I yeah,
Anyway,
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Hey, I actually, you know what? I could kinda, promote that in the neighborhood because, we our church is in that neighborhood, but I could promote it around the neighborhood and get these boys licensed to carry over there. They're gonna be shooting up the neighborhood for real then.
Yeah, at
But I
least they
probably
legally doing
shouldn't.
it. At least they
Yeah,
legally
probably.
doing it, and I don't care once I get my money. But what one topic that I want to talk about today?
Alright, hold on. Before we jump into that, I got a
Okay,
question, and
all right.
I saw this online, and I purposely took a picture of it because I wanted to, hear your thoughts. All right. So, man says that he will not step in if his baby mother is being physically abused by her new boyfriend because it's not his responsibility. Quote, she's no longer under my protection. So, do you think he's right or do you think he's wrong?
Repeat it one more time.
All right. A man says that he will not step in if his baby mama is getting physically abused by her new boyfriend because
Okay.
she's not his responsibility. And he quote, this is the quote, she's no longer under my protection. She is now under his. So is he right? Is he wrong? What are your thoughts?
It's a good one. But the only difference that makes a difference in that whole thing is if they have a kid or not. If my kid is witnessing abuse, then I need to get other people involved to get my kid out of that situation. I'm
Okay,
not
I see.
necessarily stepping in to help her. I'm stepping in to make sure my child don't get hurt in the middle of whatever y'all got going on, or in the midst of that, or if he's abusive to her, he could be abusive to my kid. It's a lot of different aspects that you have to think about when you're talking about abuse in general. Because when
Yeah.
you're not around, you don't know what's happening with your kid. If he's abusive to you, ain't no telling what he'll do to a child.
You know
Um,
what? I agree.
that's my way of looking at that. Now, um, the other part to it, if we don't have no kids together, I could care less about what you got into with your guy. That's you. You need to figure
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah,
That's who
but I
you
mean
chose.
the thing is saying this is his baby mama. So yeah, I,
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
agree with you on that, man. I wouldn't if I see him, he plexing her up, long as my kids ain't around, I ain't gonna say nothing. But for the sake of my kids, I'm definitely gonna call somebody and let them know, like,
Y'all need to
man,
pay
this is
attention
what's
to this
going
house.
on.
Y'all need to pay
Yeah,
attention to
yeah,
this
yeah. But
couple.
I ain't
I
look,
know.
if this the dude that you chose and this dude whooping on you, I'm not finna say, "Hey, don't touch my back." Man, get out of here.
No, no,
You
I'm not
picked
gonna
him.
fight for you.
Yeah, right, right,
Obviously,
right,
we're not together for a reason.
right,
So
right, right,
whatever you put yourself in, you need to figure that out. But if my child needs to stay with me until you figure that out, I got you. I
right,
support you in
right.
that way.
Now that I do agree with. I agree with 100%. Yeah, I agree with you on that, bro. I was gonna
Yeah,
actually I was gonna say the exact same thing. Long as it don't affect my kids, she's no longer my responsibility. Like,
yeah.
he's supposed to be protecting you, not me.
I can care less.
Yeah.
And it sound
Hey,
bad, but
it
it sound
sound
bad, but
bad, but look. You know what? I had this situation, man. I was driving, it was early in the morning, and it looked like a dude and a girl was arguing on side of the street, and she comes walking over there where I was driving at, and I did not stop. I called the
okay.
police.
Now,
Cause I
now,
ain't finna look. Cause this what's gonna happen. She don't know me. I don't know her. He don't know
and you
me. I
put
don't know him.
yourself in the
I
middle of
put
something.
myself in there, and I get shot. Guess what? Guess who she gonna go see when he in jail? Guess
Him,
who gonna bond him out? And I'm gonna
him.
be laying on the side of the road dead. No, no, sir.
Now,
I'm
I
calling the
did put
authorities.
my now. See, in my line of work, we actually put ourselves in these situations all the time. You don't know how many times we get a call. Hey, they're fighting over there. We just saw him hit her. You go over there, especially in Hispanic culture. Now, I'm
Call
just
the
not
police.
calling nobody out. It's in our job because we're there at the apartment complexes sometimes, and we go over there, and they don't want us to take them to jail. They don't want us to handcuff them. No, no, no. They're trying to stand in between us. We're here
Right.
to
He
help
beat
you.
her up, and she
Right.
don't want you to take him to jail.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about?
Or if we get involved and we have them detained, the police comes. Now they don't want to press charges. You don't know how many times we've dealt with that. Me personally, let's say there was a time where I was riding down the street. I'm in my patrol car, and I saw this lady bleeding, and her tire was like one of the tires was busted out, but she was trying to get somewhere. So I said, "Hey, pull over." I flagged her down. She pulls over. I pull over, and she's frantic, trying. This man, he just got kicked him out of my car because he put his hands on me. Look, I'm bleeding. I'm trying to get to my kids and pick them up. Her tire was all messed up. I said, calm down, calm down, calm down. First off, where's he at? He's walking up the street. Okay. You're trying to get to your kids where? She told me what school she was trying to get to, which was down the street. Okay. Let's do this. Have you called the police yet? No, I don't want to call the police. I'm not trying. Okay. So let's deal with the facts right now. You're trying to get your kids and you need to get this tire fixed. All right. She said, "Yeah, I just need some help. I just need to get my kids." Okay. So I go into the building. I say, "Hey, this lady's gonna park her car right here. I'm gonna take her to go get her kids, and then we're gonna come back and pick up her
You
car."
shouldn't even
Hold
inserted
on,
yourself into
hold
that.
on. I shouldn't have, but sometimes the person I am comes out, and I just insert myself. I do the same thing with certain people. I use discernment. Certain people on the side of the road. If it's a dude, I'm gonna keep going. Sometimes if it's a lady on the side of the road trying to change the tire, I used to work at
Yeah,
Discount
that
Tire.
but
It'll
I'm
take me
saying this
5.
is a full-blown domestic
Yeah,
situation. He probably
yeah.
done shot her
So
tire out or stabbed her tire out,
so let me
ma'am,
go back.
and
Let me go
she
back.
don't wanna call the cop, ma'am.
So
I'm
let me
sorry,
go
bro.
back to the situation. I tell the people that they gonna park the car. They said we're closing at 6. That gate is gonna close. I'm like, okay. So by this time it's almost like 5:15 or something. So
Uh-oh.
okay, another guy pulls up and he was like, "Man, I can change the tire." I said, "You know what? Let's do this. I'll change the tire, and you can take her to go get her kids because I'm in a patrol car. He is in a SUV, so he have more space." So he said he'll do that. So he takes her up there to get her kids. I'm now changing her tire at this place because I don't want her to get locked out the gate. I mean, inside the gate, or they end up towing her car,
Right, right,
and
right.
she had no transportation. When they get back, the guy is walking up the street.
There you go.
So I tell, hey, get in your car, go ahead and go. Tires already changed, go ahead and go. She was like, but no, I don't care. It don't matter about what he got going on. You didn't want to call the police, just go ahead and go. So she ended up
Right.
driving off. Once me and him is gone, you don't know if she's gonna loop back around and pick him back up.
Exactly.
But I feel like we did our duty for that day. He went and made sure he was able to get her kids. I made sure her tire was changed. So
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like you can do that, and you done your deed for the day. And let's just say that he pull up, see you there helping her. He pull out a gun, start shooting, and she don't want to call
well,
the
I had a
cops.
gun
She could
too.
have prevented the whole thing by just calling the police. I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you trying to help and you trying to look, I'm just a regular dude, just like him. But if you call the authorities, they can work on this. But I can't see it, bro. I can't see
Yeah,
putting myself in harm's way for and look, something happened to you, she's still gonna be worried about him.
I
I
know.
don't know, bro. I
But
can't
but
see
but
it.
bro,
I
if you
can't.
really think about it and you dive into what we do in this profession, that's what we're doing every day. We're putting ourselves on the line to make sure that people's protect buildings, cars, homes are safe for a
Yep.
little bit of money.
Conflict resolution. Yeah, I mean, I
It's not
get it.
even it's not even what the police get paid, but we're doing almost the exact same stuff. So it's what we do. It's the profession, but I try not to. I try to be smart and try to work smart, not hard. I'm even careful about what places I put us in now. I don't just
Right,
take
right,
any
right.
old thing just because of the money.
Right, right.
I
Because
don't
this
have any
somebody's
more
life.
apartment. I don't have
Yeah.
any more apartment complexes under my contracts, which is good. I wanted to kind of get away from that anyway.
Yeah, because I mean,
So
it's too dangerous, man.
it
It's
is.
too
You thinking about
dangerous.
if you think about 300 apartments, you don't know who's in these apartments. You don't know who's leasing. You don't know who got backgrounds. You don't know who they bringing into the apartments. You
Right,
don't you don't know who has mental issues. You don't know.
right.
So you're trying to tell grown people they have to go in at 10 o'clock and they can't be outside sitting at their car or they can't be drinking. It's just too much.
Yeah,
So I
and
mean, of
see,
course, it makes money, and I'm not gonna knock those contracts because the every month when I first started, every month I got a new contract, and they was all apartments. So by the time I looked up, I had 14 complexes, but that was good for then. But you know, you have to grow.
Yeah,
You have to
man.
get out of
You gotta yep,
that.
you gotta grow in progress because that I mean, somebody can just be plotting and say, "Man, this security guard, man, I don't like that nigga." And then you know what? You outside just doing your
Yep,
job on the like 3 weeks later, and somebody catch you slipping and either beat you up or shoot you
bro.
or
I
man,
never even told this story live on Ella. Ella is one of the worst streets that in
yeah,
Houston,
that's on the north
right?
side, like 610, yeah, 610 around the
There's
back of the loop.
n- yeah, a couple of people we know, including one of your kids' mom,
What
used to
you
stay
talking
on
about.
that
Yeah,
street.
I know you talking about. I know
That
exactly.
entire street is bad. I used to work in Bayberry Tree. It's not Bayberry Tree, no, it's called Marcelo Bay or something. But I used to work in Bayberry Tree, right in between Polo Club and whatever was on the other side. And in this one apartment complex, I was working for saying it because it was the truth. I'm not saying nothing bad about them. I'm just saying I used to work for that company. And it's a true fact. I was in this apartment complex by myself. It was only one officer armed by myself. At that time, I don't know if you remember, I had a blue Tahoe. It was
Yep,
on rim,
I remember that.
right? I put a little blue and white lights in there. But and it sounded like it had a aftermarket muffler. Like it sounded like a big old, like you spent money on the Roadmaster mufflers.
Right.
So I pull in there, not knowing that I was in there working with MS-13, gangster, gorillas, Crips, Bloods, all in work living in the same apartment complex,
Dang.
and prostitutes coming in and out and back and forth. So like everybody had their own little turf. You couldn't cross this, couldn't cross that, and I just straight up told everybody, if it's me or you, it's gonna always be me. I gotta protect myself. I ain't snitching on nobody. Don't disrespect me. We don't have no issues. If you disrespect me, I'm gonna have to do my job. So I gained the respect of all those
And they was
people.
cool with that, like
They was cool
straightforward.
because I was real. I ain't snitching. But at the
Yeah,
same time, just do what I'm saying that we need to do. Like if you see me and you got weed, put it down. I'm not gonna be like, come here, let me get that weed.
right. Yeah, right, right.
Put it down. But and they did that. They respected. But after now I'm being older and I go back and think about you wasn't getting paid no money for this big old company, put you in this big old place by yourself with all
Right,
these like
right.
gangster people.
Gang members and stuff.
I could have walked around the corner and got slid on and gun taken, shot,
Anytime.
anything.
Yep,
So
yep.
now fast forward, my
Because
mind is
it's
like,
all of them and just one of you. Like
yes,
they can decide, man. Let's take this
yeah,
gun. Let's get his truck.
yeah,
We gonna be the new security for the night. You
yeah.
know what I'm
But
saying? It's
but you
just
can't have that
thank God.
mindset. You can't have that mindset when you're working in that capacity. However, as a business owner, I now have to think about that and liability. I got to think about,
Right,
yeah, this is a contract, but what's the liability? If
right.
something
Yeah,
happens,
yeah,
it's on me. If something happens, I'm gonna be feeling bad because I put somebody in that position to get hurt. So
yep,
I've just kind of graduated from low level contracts. Not saying that all apartments are low level, just the
yeah,
contracts
man.
that I was
Hey,
getting was low level.
man, look, I tell you what, I feel you, I feel you. So now, all right, what you was gonna what you was gonna
Now
ask?
back to the meat and potatoes.
Meat and
So
potatoes,
most of this podcast is talking about relationships, right?
right?
So of course y'all know my dad died. My dad passed. I went out to Tennessee
Man,
and
sorry to
I
hear
got
that,
to
bro. Sorry
I
to hear
appreciate
that.
it.
Sorry to hear
I
that, bro.
appreciate it. It allowed me to get closer to my brother and my sisters on that side.
Right?
And my brother and I had a deep conversation. Went to go see my aunt at the hospital because she's in the hospital too.
Dang.
And he was just talking, and he
Her son.
shared that
No. That's your you said that's your brother.
my brother, my dad's,
Okay,
my
okay. I
dad's son,
thought
my
you were
younger brother.
saying I got you.
But we went to go see my aunt there,
Right.
and Don is sitting there too. We're all in the conversation, and he said, "I'm Polly." And I said, interesting. Okay. So what's your thought process on poly? He's saying, now, some men and dad too, they lie and they play the game, they mess around, they cheat around, they got 3 or 4 different females, but they lie to them. So when, they find out, they in their feelings, they in their emotions, they get hurt, they upset, and they, going off and trying to fight and trying to cut up, tear up stuff. I
Right.
say, yeah. He said, now difference with me is I straight up be honest and say, hey, I'm not, in a monogamous relationship. I'm open to poly. If you're into that, then cool. Da da da. Say, he kind of let him know. Now he have. I ain't gonna go into his whole personal life.
Right,
I'm
right,
just
right.
gonna
His
say
whole yeah.
that's what his choice of life is, poly. So when he was talking, I said, bro, I'm gonna ask my brother, does he prefer to be in a poly relationship? The reason why I thought about you was because
Me?
you stated
Okay.
you're very honest and upfront about what your status is, where you want to
Yep.
be. If you open, you can do what you want. I can do what I want. We just friends, but y'all have
All
an
right.
understanding of whatever the situation is. So my question to you, which I wanted a live emotional expression, what do you think about poly relationships?
All right. So first, let me answer this like the minister Marcus way. I think. Well, I'm not gonna take it according to the Bible.
Hold on,
Where I at?
hold on. If we go Bible, they have 300 wives, 400 concubines.
Yep. But see, look, that's in the Old Testament, right? That's in the Old Testament. But here's what I will say about that. I will say this: consenting adults. I think it's something to be said. I think consenting adults. That's something to be said. Integrity is about being upfront. Integrity is about being honest. So consenting adults, I me personally, if you okay with it and your person is okay with it, long as you ain't trying to hide nothing or
Are
play no
you okay with
games,
it?
yeah. Me personally, nah, 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 nah,
So
nah,
you're
nah.
not poly.
Nah, look. It used to be like this. I used to have multiple people for multiple things. So I had one of them that I was sexing, one of them that I was like seeing, one of them that we would go out on dates, one of them that would cook. I had a different one for different stuff, and not they. I'm not gonna say they all knew about each other, but they all knew that I was talking to other people. And I mean, it's not like I had them all at the same time at the same house, no. But like, if I'm out, I don't have the somebody blowing my phone up. I could just hit them like, "Hey, I hit you up in like an hour. Or I hit you up tomorrow. Or I hit you up later on." And it wasn't no attitude. It wasn't no none of that.
Well,
It wasn't none of that.
that's what he was on. He was on the sister wives thing. He wants to offer life and like happiness and marriage, not just messing around, sleeping around, but like building life together. And
But see,
believe,
this is go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, say what you were saying.
No, I was gonna say this. If you are gonna take it back to the Old Testament, right? These women didn't work. So the dude would take them on, but he would take on the responsibility of them. So you'll notice some of them didn't have more than two wives or more than one wife.
Because that's what they
And
could
and it
afford.
was because right. So and then some guys had wives and then they wives had maids or they had, but they wasn't concubines. So King David was the king, so he could afford to take on all those concubines. Solomon the same. But like those old patriarchs, even David, before he got to the throne, he only had two wives. Because I mean, Abraham, he had a wife
Only.
and his maid. But the point is
But no,
they
I
were
know
able
he went
to
from a lot to just a few. Because he was like, I
right.
can't deal with this. It's too
But the
many of
thing
y'all.
is, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna like have all these multiple women, can you financially support them? Can you like make sure that their lives are, I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying if you want to go biblically, I would say that. Don't just say you want to have multiple women for the pleasure of it without thinking about the responsibility of it. Because what if both of them get pregnant? Are you financially able and stable to take care of multiple kids like that? Because if
So
you're not, then that's you that's unfair to the
yeah, so
people involved.
that was back in the Bible days when the man was taking care of all of them, right? From the
And if he
standpoint that
had
he
kids, she wasn't
verbalized,
working, bro.
huh?
I said, and if she had kids, she wasn't working. She
Yeah.
had no assets. He built all of that before he got married. So
So I
yeah, I
think I
mean,
think where he is, it will be a mindset of we both or both him and that person and another person and whoever else is building together. So they all have income. And then if she gets pregnant, then of course she can't work during that time. Then he's taking over the bills. Now, believe it or not, when I first met Dawn, I actually I didn't bring it to her as something I wanted to do. I mentioned that my mindset was just thinking about, and it wasn't open to being poly. It was more so
She okay with you talking
having,
about that?
yeah. Oh no, do she know
Okay.
right now? No. Well, she probably hearing it. But I talked about this with my brothers and with my brother and everything.
Right?
um, I initially discussed with her, and she was about to be deuce on me when I said it, but I was like, you know how a lot of people cheat, a lot of people have financial issues, a lot of people get bored with just their partner. So I said I always thought about, or after my divorce, I was thinking how it would possibly be if you and I are a couple, and we got
Mhm.
another couple who's interested in what we're talking about. So now it's only four of us, right?
Ooh.
Not hold on, a man and a man and a woman, right? We're building together, we saving financially together. We, of course, everybody have their own accounts, and then we have a
And
joint that
y'all
goes.
y'all y'all intersexual with each other?
Yeah, so the man can entertain the woman.
Swingers?
No, yes, kind of like, but the man can entertain the woman. The woman can entertain the man. If the women want to entertain that, the man ain't gonna entertain them. Yeah, that ain't happening. But it's just us four. It's not, you
So you could
know.
okay, so wait. So you could sleep with his wife and he could sleep with yours?
Yes,
They and the ladies could sleep together, but y'all don't have to be gay.
yeah, if they
And what
want to.
about outside of y'all? They can't go see no other guys, but it's
No,
just only between y'all.
no, yeah, it has to only be between us. So no, it's only between us four. So I'm talking about building house. I'm talking about paying
Right.
off bills. I'm talking about saving financially. I'm talking about raising kids. I'm talking about every single thing that entails with a couple. It will be two couples doing it together. And when I brought it to her, she was just like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." And I was like, "I'm not saying I want to do it. I'm saying my thought process is, well, you wouldn't be cheating because you have another person. So when you want something different from the person that you have another person to entertain or take out or switch up.
What if you get tired of both of them?
Hold on. Oh well, that would be something you got to work out with yourself. You wouldn't be necessarily struggling because you have four adults that's making money, that's providing in some kind of way. Everybody's contributing or everybody's putting towards savings. We're raising kids. Out of four people, you have some people that's available to do this. They want to go out. Okay, we got the kids this time. We want to go out. Okay, we got the kids this time. Or everybody's doing things as a family together. You have that group unit. So I kind of broke it down in different ways, but that was just my mindset thinking about you. You can alleviate some things, but I know that it does come with a whole another slew of.
Yeah, because you know what? You gotta think about this, man. If you bang his girl, he gonna want to bang your girl. And
Okay.
what if she start feeling his sex more than
More
yours?
than more than mine, yeah.
Or what if right? Or what if his girl start feeling your sex more than him and he don't like that? Or would you be
So
okay if the girls just want to go sex him tonight and you wouldn't be okay with that? Or
good
if both of
question.
the girls want to sex you tonight, he wouldn't be okay with that. It's just it's a
Is
lot.
that I
It's
mean that's a
just it's
valid
too
that's a
much.
valid that's a valid question. But that would be something that number one would be discussed up front. Though you wouldn't be able to understand that feeling until you got into that first time. But after that, if we got into this and we're saying that this is what we're doing and the reason, the big picture is the big picture. So I don't
You
know.
you seeing it from more so from the standpoint of shared responsibility.
Not
And
just I'm
everybody get to reap the benefits of the pleasures of it, but we all share the responsibility.
Yeah. So I think about it on so many levels
That's tough.
of just community. Like we're a small group, but we operate as a community. So with four people doing it, and Hispanics do it all the time. They can put 5 and 6 and 7 people in the house, and they
Yeah.
share responsibilities. Before you know it, 2 years later, everybody's been able to save up their money so they can get out
Yeah,
and do their own thing.
but each person has his own wife, each person has his own family. They not
This
intermingling
doesn't
like
work.
that.
This doesn't work for a territorial or jealous person. It would only work for people who either poly or that's interested in that type of
Okay,
thought
yeah,
process.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but
Yeah, like
it's not what I want to do. I mean, no, no, it's not what I want to do. I'm good with one because I mean, you know,
it was just your thought process at the
it was
moment.
my thought process in the beginning. Yeah, because I was like, after being married as many times I had, I was like, I don't want to do that no more. And if I do
Yeah,
that, then I want to make sure that one, I'm not cheating, and one way to kind of eliminate that is if in case I get bored, then you have somebody else that you can possibly entertain. That the
you're
idea
right.
of being able to openly not be cheating. It was just a
Yeah.
thought.
Well, okay, let me ask you this then. Do you think that it's possible to be in a relationship for the rest of your life and no cheating is done on either side? Do you think that is possible? Do you think that
Yeah, I think that
people are
women
going to
don't.
be in these successful
Yeah,
relationships non-cheating? Go ahead.
I think that it can happen. I think that women think that men gonna cheat regardless. I think most women think like that. A man is gonna be a man. A man is gonna cheat, and we do have a lot of probably they probably have temptation too. They just don't verbalize it, but
They don't,
uh,
but
yeah, they
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 do
don't
have
talk about
temptation.
it.
Yeah.
Men talk about it more so than they'll talk about it. But I feel as if they are some women are more prone to hold on and fight through problems and trials than most men are. Most men want to give up and go do something new, not knowing that you gonna run into almost the same problem, if not something worse,
You are you are.
by keep jumping because everybody has something. Something.
Yeah, it's your job as a man to be selective and to choose because every person is gonna have something or a couple of things,
Yeah,
and to have the expectation that you're gonna find somebody that's not gonna get on your nerves, that's gonna do and say everything right, that you're gonna be, it's just not like that. Every woman is gonna have something, but
yeah.
I
But
mean,
every relationship has its ups and downs.
that's right.
And there are certain moments in every relationship that there's just something that starts to bring y'all closer. It could be something
Yeah,
random and start bringing y'all closer and back to where y'all was back in the day. And then
right.
there'll be some times where you start feeling yourself kind of distancing for whatever reason. It can be something small to me and something big to her. And if it's not communicated properly, then I'm going on la di da like nothing going on in her head. She's processing, you don't give a shit about me, but it's not that. It's men and women think differently.
Yeah, but see, I think you know what? I think that's the difficulty of being married, man. And that's why I encourage people to have marriage counseling because some of those things you're thinking, it's not supposed to feel like this. It's not supposed to go like this. We're supposed to be like this. But in reality, marriage is like that. You
Yeah,
live with a person for so long, and there are so many regular responsibilities that it's possible to miss each other. And it feels like you're drifting. And sometimes you know, you do need to go to counseling and you do need to have a person in the middle just to kind of keep y'all, I mean, I, I didn't I thought that marriage was supposed to be a different way. But being single for so long and doing reading and research and then dating and having serious relationships, you learn so many things, and that's one of those things that's marriage, and I think sometimes people think that that's not supposed to be marriage, but in reality that's what it is. It takes
well,
time to actually build that close knit foundation, and it don't happen after just a year or 2 years, man. It takes time to build that.
I'll say, uh, in this marriage, there was nothing. I mean, we laughed, and I mean, I really feel like how I used to work all the time. I was working, 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 working,
Right.
back to back jobs, gigs, church, everything. Well, I feel like when she and I got married, we did move fast. We got married quick. I took that year off to kind of grow with her, learn her, date her. She don't think
Right.
I ever slow down and start working. I did compared to what I used to do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
I we needed that time. But we did for a whole year. We didn't have an argument, and then we had our first argument. We were just kind of like, that's weird because we hadn't had an argument.
Yeah.
But yeah, I realized that there I mean, in any different marriages are different because you have different people. You handle them
Yeah.
different. But even to this day, we laugh about everything, almost any and everything, and which helps us in our relationship. We'll be sitting there and we know what we talking about. We just bust out laughing. So when you have
Right.
that build that friendship at
Right.
these ground levels,
Right.
then you can deal
Yeah,
with all
see,
this other stuff.
bruh, that's what I be telling people, man. Like you think you did like, sometimes people we have this pride and like, I'ma just go find me somebody else. Okay, yeah, you can go find somebody else. But it's certain things about certain people where you can have these close knit bonds. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you're not gonna go and just easily find that. You can find a person to fill a void, but not necessarily a person that you actually, and then it take you going out there to try to see that, you replicate it and you realize, dang, like we actually had like, a locked in, I mean, I do encourage people, man, make sure, if you make sure you're ready for marriage when you say I
Yeah.
do, because
Yeah,
you might have
they ain't
something good
nothing.
and then run away from it thinking that you're gonna find happiness and you're gonna find these streets. And it's some good people out here, but if you got something that you building and you locked in already, bro, like I try to stress to my brothers, man, keep your woman. Keep her, bro. She gonna get out here and realize it ain't it's some good people out here, but it's few and far in between,
Man, I don't know what
especially at the
relevance
old
I don't know
go ahead.
what relevance this has to the topic, but at the funeral I said I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I feel like, you know, I know that God answers prayer. And part of one of the things I said was, I think that God had me in this place to tell everybody here to stop procrastinating relationships. Not just your relationship with your family, your relationship with your siblings, but your relationship with God. Stop procrastinating your
Wow.
relationships.
Oh, you got up and talked at the funeral?
Yeah, I wasn't going to. Yeah,
Hey,
I wasn't
hey,
going to,
hey,
but I
hey,
felt like God
hold
was
up.
impressing on me to use the opportunity to say what I need to say. And I had my little goofy moment where I was like, some of y'all don't know me, but I ain't finna go into detail about why you don't know me
Right,
or what
right,
happened or how I got here. However,
right.
you know, I even did my dad. Okay,
They got it.
yeah,
They d
everybody laughed.
Yeah,
But you know, anyway,
that's
that
what's
I
up.
already know how that's relevant to the relationship comment. But
That
I was just
no,
like,
that
stop
is that
procrastinating.
that bruh, that is so relevant, and it makes so much sense too because, you and your dad, y'all found each other late in life, and y'all
Hmm.
was able to at least find each other before he died, but how much more could y'all have done had y'all known each other for all of those, you know
Did you know? You probably don't know this. You know, my car had been down for 2 months.
which one?
The Jag.
No, the new one?
Yeah, so I had it for about a
No.
year and something. I had it for about a year and something. But anyway, it's been in the shop for two months. The point importance of what I'm telling you is I kept telling dad. Dad was like, "Hey, I want to see you, man. You and your wife come on down. I can't wait to meet her." I said, "Yeah, we coming. I'm trying to wait till I get my car back out the shop, and then we're gonna just drive down there because the tickets are crazy high, and it's a 12-hour drive. We'll just do it. You know." And he was like, "Okay, I want to see you." I knew he was sick, but he had plans to kind of go through chemo, do some other stuff. But me thinking I had time, kind of pushed
Yeah.
it off until I got my car back, and I never got my car back. I
Right,
had to
right,
go. I had to go up there last week, and before I left, and get on a butt about give me my money back, return my vehicle, give it to somebody who can fix it, so I can get this. 2 months is ridiculous.
right,
So
right,
once we
right.
did all that, then I get the news. It's like,
It's
dang.
it it's like you would have never made it. Like if you was waiting on your car, you would have never made it, and you should have just made the sacrifice whether the car was fixed or not.
So I didn't
You
even
get what
think about it from that aspect.
Yeah.
If I would have drove the car that was broken,
Yeah,
I would
right.
have broke down on the way.
Right. Right.
Or if I had stopped procrastinating and went ahead and rented a car, I could have already been gone.
Right, right, right,
But
right, right, right.
you not even using my business as an excuse. In business, you have so many things that come up. You have
Yeah,
so many things that you have to look out for. You're the go-to person if something falls apart. If somebody doesn't show up, you have supervisors, but if they aren't able to make it, you have to be available. So I think I was thinking about a lot of those things and trying to time it out better.
yeah,
And by the time it hit, it was just like, dang. So
yeah,
in that one weekend, I probably lost about $1,000 in that one
yeah.
weekend.
As
Two
opposed to what
churches.
As opposed to you could have planned the trip already and not missed your money. You could have planned it on the day that
Yeah,
you
and not
yeah,
schedule
yeah, yeah.
myself, not schedule
Right.
myself to be on these things so I wouldn't miss money.
Right, right,
But,
right.
and I
You
know
know what?
people what's up?
No, go ahead.
I know people understand, but I'm one that if I give my word to do something, I want to
Yeah,
make sure I do it because I don't want my name to be spoken of. He said he was gonna be here, he ain't show up.
yeah,
Like that Friday, we could have left out, and I mean, I guess too much information, but we could have left out that Friday and saved probably $100 on each ticket.
yeah,
But because I had gave somebody my word and told them I was gonna play for them on that Friday,
yeah.
I went ahead and played that Friday for $150 and left out Saturday. But what I'm saying is, I was trying to be a man of my word, but
Yeah.
I canceled everything else because you can't I couldn't do a gig on two
R
gigs on
right.
Saturday,
Right, right,
both
right, right, right.
churches on Sunday because the funeral was on Sunday. It was just it's too much. But
Yeah.
just stop procrastinating relationships in whatever way
Bruh,
that is.
Imma tell you what, man, that's I think that's pretty powerful, man. I think that's pretty powerful. I encourage people to do the same thing. I just had a birthday. And it's kind of like the same thing. I'm turning 40 next year, and I've been this whole time I've been building myself, working on myself, growing myself, setting myself up, and I've done very well for myself. But to have like now, I actually do want to be in a relationship. And all of the years that I was like, man, to hell with these women, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm at the point where, wow, I actually can do something. Imagine had I been building something with somebody, or had I actually been looking those few years ago when I had a little bit more free time to actually see somebody. And now I'm just like, I'm kind of locked
You
into the
busy.
things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, as like
I
I
got
have time, but then I don't have time.
There's another movie that I would say watch, but
Oh
you might
my
say
God.
it's a stupid
last time
movie.
last time I watched a movie that you recommended, I was, I was
He was like, this
disappointed.
movie trash. So the
It was
premise the
long and
premise of the
drawn out.
movie, huh?
It was drawn out for no good reason. I was waiting for the juice to happen. No juice, dog. No juice. I
Oh
was
man.
waiting for it.
You didn't get the point of what I was trying to tell you.
I,
But
I
the
I
movie,
wanted it to be. I just wanted it to be more of a scandal. Like I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It's all good. Just tell me this movie. I'm gonna watch the trailer of it first, and if I don't like it, bruh, the first 10 minutes in. I'm turning it out.
okay, hold
What is
on.
it
Let me
about?
Okay, the premise of the movie is basically uh these two people have a life already, built, they got kids, but she gets so driven into and she's a counselor. She gets so driven
Counselor?
into She's a counselor. Yeah.
Okay.
She's a marriage counselor actually. She gets so driven into counseling, which is something I feel like I've dealt with before. She gets so driven into counseling and helping other people, she ain't even helping her own relationship.
Ooh.
So she wishes that the guy could understand how his life would be without her. So it's almost like selling your soul to the devil and devil giving you your wish. And it takes her back to when now she has no kids, she has no husband, and she lives out that trying to see how life would have been different. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was successful, and actually more successful than she was with when she was married with her husband, but she had no life. She was ugly. Her personality was mean. People didn't, value who she was. All they just knew her to be business, business, business driven, and she had no love in her life. And
Yeah.
then the guy,
Yeah,
on the
see,
other hand, was married to a whole nother woman, happy, bliss, and moved on. So without her, he still had a life, happy. Just
is that a Tyler Perry movie?
no, it's not. And I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward
You know
now.
what? You know what? I'll say this. I'll say that I have like the love that I have around me or my children. So
Yeah,
it's very fulfilling, right? But to look around and then, everybody that's my age, bruh, it's just I don't know. It's just I
it's
don't know.
hard.
It's difficult, yeah. and it's difficult, and everybody have their life already set, and everybody, some a lot of people are stuck in their ways already, and
Yeah,
it's just outside of our culture to do things a certain way. And while I have built myself, and while I have raised my children, and while I do have a life full of people who do appreciate me and love me, it's different than you know, having a significant other, so I should say. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining because I love my life. But at the
yeah,
same time, just going back to what you said about procrastinating relationships, you know, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. So I
yeah.
tell that's why I counsel people too. As far as marriages, man, like stick with your person, love on your person, try for your person. Don't just walk away so quickly and easily. Like
You,
give it time, give it your effort, give it your energy, like really work at it. And if it
and
don't work, let
I
it
would
be because it just didn't work, not because you just decided that you was gonna be done. Cause
I would say this too. If people would all the energy that people put in, and I'm talking to what I used to do in the past. All the energy that I used to put in with trying to remember all these different stories from all these different people, trying to remember who want what, who like what, how many kids you have, how many kids you have, where we went, instead of trying to, pulling yourself so
you
thin.
gonna forget, bro.
If you focus all this attention, I think that's why a lot of men have memory issues because
Bruh.
they
That's
they
how they could be
strain
getting
and
caught up
drain.
because you got too many lies
You
going
strain,
on,
yeah,
bruh.
you strain and drain yourself so much over the years. Now you don't got no memory muscle. You like,
Man,
dang. But if you focus all that attention to that person,
I agree with
then
that.
you can actually cultivate that relationship rather than it's straining because it's missing or lacking something.
Yeah, I agree with
Because
that. You know
what is
what?
lacking, you give it to somebody else.
Exactly. Look, I hadn't been in a serious long-term relationship since 2012. Then I got in a serious relationship in 2021, I think. And all of that time in between there. So I got in a relationship there, and then I got in another relationship just recently, serious relationship. And so, like, but all of that time in the in between, and I'm not saying that first thing should have worked out. No. But what I am saying is imagine had two people had taken that time to grow together. All of my growth that I did financially, physically, all of these things that I was able to build and start and accomplish and put
You
together.
could have shared
um,
with somebody.
right. Those accomplishments could have been shared accomplishments. So it's just, I see it different. Whereas back then I was like, man, to hell with that. I'm just finna do this and I'm finna shine at it. And it's just different. It's different. It's different. It's different. But that was a really good thing that you did at the funeral for your pops, man. That's real good. That was a good thing, man.
Yeah, I think that's what he would have wanted, man. He would have wanted all of us to be together
Yeah.
and to even though this is the situation, to utilize this as the chess piece to start the conversation,
Yeah.
you know, and to
Yeah.
continue that not game, but continue that even if it's using these as pawns to continue a relationship communication. I'm telling you, I have a sister, the only sister that I had not met, because I met one, two, three sisters and one brother. No, I met two sisters and one brother. I have three sisters. I met two sisters and one brother when I went to Washington some years back, and I didn't meet one of the sisters. So the one sister that I had not met, she lives right. Guess how far she lives?
From us? From me, from you?
Yeah,
What, like in Baytown or something?
she's in Dallas.
Oh, that's like right up the street.
She's
Hey,
been in
didn't you
Dallas. She's
didn't
been
you
in
say
Dallas.
one of your sisters passed? Wait. Was she
Yes,
at the funeral though? Was she at the funeral, the one in
she was
Dallas?
at the fence. Yes.
Wow,
So we met for
wow.
the first time in
In
Tennessee
Tennessee, and
when we
y'all
could have
4
met.
hours away from each other.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man.
we
That's
both
crazy.
talked about that. We both talked about that and apologized. It's not my fault. It's not her fault. It's both of our fault. We both take accountability. I
That's
did.
what's
I
up.
do have a sister that passed. I brought her ashes back with me actually. Uh,
Oh, wow, they let you take the ashes?
yeah,
She ain't had no husband, no kids?
she have kids, but I think everybody had ashes. These belong
Oh,
to my
okay.
dad. My dad
I
had
got
her
you, I
ashes,
got you. Okay, okay, I
so
got
they
you, I
gave
got
me her ashes that my dad had.
you. Dang, bro, that's I prayed, man, I ain't even gonna speak on that, but that's tough, man. Woo, that's
Yeah, I
tough.
mean,
But
I think I was not I wasn't prepared. It was more so like, oh, and I told them this too, and I don't know if I shared this with you. I think I probably have said it openly, but there was a long time I was trying to fill a void that I had with women, and then
yeah,
when I
yeah,
realized
we
I
talked
couldn't,
about that
yeah,
personally, but yeah.
I couldn't fill that void with women. I filled it with God, but it was still something missing. And then when I found him, I was angry at first. I was like, he can't do nothing but give me money. But then
Right,
that
right.
turned into I just want a relationship. And
Wow.
then so after building that relationship, it was like he was at peace with knowing that he knew God, I knew God. We was at peace with knowing we finally found each other. We was at peace with knowing that he came down here for a month when I was, years and years ago, and then I went
Yeah,
down
I
there
remember that.
for some days not long ago, and then we had communication ever since then. So we had our relationship. We were at peace and at square with one. I don't think I was beating myself up. It was about, like I told you, I was that I didn't go out there sooner because I knew he was kind of sick.
Yeah.
But but yeah, man, I don't want it to be a sad
Yeah,
episode.
nah, nah. Nah,
It's just
it
it's just
ain't
some of the
sad, bro,
stuff
but
some
like
of the stuff that I was saying now coming back is like dealing with this kind of stuff. Relationships, timing, being persistent, not I mean communicating, all that stuff is in whatever relationship it is.
I think a lot of people didn't know that. We knew, but it's not for me to say nothing, or it's not for nobody else to say nothing. But I don't think a lot of people knew that. Your biological dad passed. Y'all was able to actually connect and establish a relationship before he passed, years before he passed. But for a long time in your life, you didn't really know him. And then, just sharing the things that you shared on my podcast. I mean, I gotta say I appreciate that.
Now,
But man,
let
that's on
let
our
me
podcast. Let me say
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. And since it's gonna be shit on Father's Day, let's not go without saying Clyde Stewart, the one who raised me.
Yeah, I wanna.
Dad taught us a lot without teaching us a lot.
Yeah,
Dad,
he did.
he was him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
regardless to what happened years and years and years ago, and even fast forward, as he got older, he was verbal with telling us he loved us. He was verbal with showing us he loved us, and he didn't do that back then. And then, out of anybody in my family, and you know this to be a true statement, I went to the family and asked them for investors or who want to contribute to me starting. Nobody, if people was hearing me, you heard me, Eleanor heard me, Babe heard me, Kosh heard me, people, Terrell questioned. Nobody invested except for Dad. Dad was the only one first that did it, and because he had the belief and the faith that he felt like I had something going,
yeah.
and I was able to give him double his money back before he
That's
passed.
what's up.
And that to
Yeah,
me felt
that meant
so
that meant a
good.
lot.
I was able to shake his hand and tell him thank you. Like, that was what I needed to get started
Yeah,
because honestly, I had some of the money for the first patrol car I had. I just needed that little bit to go ahead and get it and drive off. And
yeah,
that's exactly what I did. But then Babe came behind and she was like, hey, I want to do it. So she did it, but just them two was the only ones who did it. But
man.
Dad was the first one. He ain't.
Yeah,
He didn't. He. You told me that he asked you what you thought, and you was like, "Yeah, I think it's a good idea," and
yeah,
he
yeah. He
did it.
did,
And I love him. I mean, I've always loved him, but for that, I respect him more than anything because it was just like he didn't have to do that.
man. And you know what? I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to get all,
I
you
know.
know.
It's Father's
But
Day though, but
yeah, for those of you who don't know, that's my dad. He passed in 2021. And we were really close. Like we were really, really, really close. I don't think he was as close to anybody as
yeah,
as he was with me, and vice versa. Even he was married to V, and I'm sure that they were really, really, really close. That's his wife, so ain't nobody gonna be closer than that. But behind her, it would definitely have been me.
I
And
agree.
he died, and I don't know, man. That was really different. You know, you expect your parents to go, but you never really like expect to be. You don't know what life is without having them. You know, and then to have
bro.
us.
Oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then to have a
No, I mean like to have. It's like to not have anyone, you know, to talk to. So when I had stuff that I had going on, I would call him. Or if I
yeah.
had stuff that I wanted to share, I would talk to him. Or if I had, you know, just a silly moment or whatever, I would go and hang out with him and we would share that. And, you know, to have life without that, you never think of what life is, you know, without it. So it's just, I don't know,
Now
man.
you
Shout
still
out
need
to
an
Pop.
outlet, bro. You still need an outlet. That's me telling you. You
Yeah.
still need somebody that you can kind of talk to and vent that you can trust, where it's not gonna go nowhere between y'all, and it is what
Yeah.
it is. You still need that, regardless. It ain't gonna
Yeah.
that would never be able to be replaced, but you still need that outlet.
I,
That's
you
just
know
for
what?
me.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I agree with you
Yeah.
100%. I do.
But you know, I told Lonzo the same thing. You know, uh, but you know that's we'll talk about all that stuff offline.
Right, right.
But I feel as if this specific thing dealing with dads or whatever has made us the men that we are. Like you are amazing father. You take care of your kids. You love your kids to
Hey,
death.
much
They
respect, bro.
know
Much
who you
respect.
are. They know who you are, and they respect dad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's the same thing with my kids. They know who I am. They love me. They respect me. Now, of course, I could have done some different things, but back in the day. But again, going back to that procrastinating relationships wasn't intentional. It's just I felt like I had to work to get the money because the
Right,
money I had to pay bills. With the money I need to pay child support. So even though you need the time and want the time, I got to work. So it was just it's you have to learn how to balance that. And being young, it was difficult.
right,
Uh, but now I can not take a gig if I know I'm getting my kids because that money gonna come,
right, right, right.
but that
See,
time
and
with the
that's
kids is gonna
you can't get that back. You can't get
yeah.
that back. You can't, and that's like that's the thing. Like you don't realize that until you get older and you realize, like, dang, like this time, like money you can always make back, but time you would never get those experiences back. And so like that's one of those things where you know you grow up and you learn the hard way. You know, like man, money come, money go, but like this person needs me as a person. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just you know when you say don't procrastinate relationships, I don't see that as just boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. I see that as man, don't put that time away with your kids that you
Yeah.
could be spending with them. You know, you don't really they gonna grow up. They gonna get older. They gonna see you for who and what you actually are. They gonna know what you did and you didn't do, you know, and that's the thing. And you can't act like that they wrong if they feel some type of way because it just is what it is. Now, some kids they
Hey,
probably take it to the extreme, but
hey, think about this, bro. We didn't even really know that this was gonna be a Father's Day episode, but
yeah, right.
what you led with actually started with a
Oh,
Father's Day episode.
you know what? That's true. That's very true. That's
Bro, so
very, very,
what would
very
you
true.
say? What would you say? You know, men get a bad rep for being deadbeats. What would you say to the men out there right now if they heard your voice? What would you say to the men right now that had kids that was either running from those kids or the relationships, or what would you say to them?
Bruh, and this is the God honest truth. This is the God honest truth. It's never too late. I don't care if the kids
Where the
say
hand
I
clap
don't.
thing on your machine? Where the hand claps at? The applause.
Can you hear it?
Is it applause?
Yeah, I just did it.
Oh, it sounds kind of muffled over here. I can't hear it clear.
Okay, well, the people gonna be able to hear it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but nah, it's never too late, man. I don't care if your kids say they don't like you. I don't care if your kids say they don't want to be bothered with you. It's never too late. And I guarantee you, you have to just decide this is how you're going to do it. This is how you're going to be. And no matter
Bro,
what they say, no matter what they do, you just have to do it. And look, for all of y'all that got the crazy baby mama, she means nothing if you can reach your kid. You get your kid's phone number, and you have the conversations with them. You let them know how you feel about them. They gonna say whatever they want to say, but the kids is always gonna grow up and see the truth for themselves.
Marcus,
Don't let nobody stand in between you and your relationship with your kid, man. I don't care who they are. What's up?
God is so funny, bro. Again, here go another thing I just caught. Boys to
Oh yeah,
men.
boys, man.
Boys to men. We ain't playing this.
No, we really didn't. We really
We
that
ain't
is
playing
a
this.
true statement.
But let me tell you what I would tell the men out there. I would tell them in all seriousness. Look at me when I'm telling you. Look into the camera. Which one? Put on a condom.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Put on a condom.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Don't get out there and do what you do and say God gonna protect you and God
Yeah,
gonna
no,
save you when
he
you
not.
putting yourself. He won't put no more than you can bear, but he ain't say he was
You
gonna
will
protect
put
you from what you put on yourself.
yeah. That I feel you, brother. Yes, sir. Yes,
Like
sir.
I had to realize, God, why you doing this? Why no, why did you do that?
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
I didn't put my stamp on that. You did that.
that's right.
So
Man, this ends another episode, bro. I love it. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. If you're a brand new father, happy Father's Day. This one is gonna air on Father's Day. So,
it's
man,
gonna
thank
be
y'all
good.
so much for watching. Thank you, brother Torn, the co-host. Man, this was a great episode. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. So, guys, thank y'all so much. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms at underscore Minister Marcus. That's at underscore Minister Marcus. You can also support the podcast, right? By cash apping at the dollar sign Minister Marcus. All right. And that will help us. We need cameras, we need cords, we need mic stands, we need a few extra things. And so that'll help for the broadcast, But just want to say thank y'all. However, y'all may be listening, however you may be watching, I want to say thank you for including us into your day. Antoine, go ahead and take us home.
So I'm gonna leave you with this. Only what you do for Christ will last. Wait, no. All right, for real. That's a true statement, but it's an inside joke. But no, listen. If you look into the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, your
Yeah.
reflection. If you're not happy
Oh,
with the reflection that you see in the mirror,
okay.
it's never too late to change or to
I
fix
like
that
that.
image. You can always
Hey,
fix that image.
I like that, man. That probably need to be your sign off from now on, bro. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching, man. Peace. We'll see y'all next time. Love y'all.